And welcome back. We are making some autumn cozy pumpkin and apple pancakes in the kitchen.
Cozy. You know, it seems like pumpkin is everything in the fall. You know, it starts like late August and goes to Christmas almost. And really, this is no obsession, or it is an obsession actually.
Yes, it is.
This is no exception because this is pumpkin too. This is a really neat pancake recipe. It looks like a lot of ingredients, but there's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and everything else that goes with it.
All right.
You know, when it comes to baking, the difference between baking and cooking is baking recipes are all done by a formula. It's like a science. Whereas cooking, you can just kind of add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it all comes out good. So that's the difference when you're learning. So when you're making things and you're baking or making pancakes, you really want to do it by measurements. We're going to get started with just some simple flour. This is just regular all-purpose flour. There's about 1.5 cups there. And the secret is you want to mix the dry separate from the wet. The reason for that is you want to be able to incorporate all the ingredients so they're smooth and then introduce them to one another. So we'll do all the dry first. To that, we're going to add some baking powder. We're going to add some baking soda.
See, I always get those. I confused those once. That was not a good turnout.
That's why I separated them with the ginger.
Love it, yes.
We got some ground ginger. If you like, you can use fresh grated ginger, which is very good too. We've got some allspice, a little bit of cinnamon that goes in there. So these are all kind of, you know, nice autumn flavors. We got a little bit of salt that goes in there. And then I'm going to add brown sugar to that. If you want to use regular sugar, you can. I just like to sweeten it up a little bit. I think that's very important. And then we just mix those ingredients together. So you want to make sure, you know, you don't have to sift the flour. You can if you like, you know, but this all goes together pretty easy. You can mix it with a spoon or fork, or you can mix it with what I got here is a whip. So we just put those, and those go all together, and then we're going to do the wet. So the wet, we're going to use pumpkin. Now, this is a pumpkin puree. This is a Libby's brand. It's my favorite brand. It's local. We love it. And then if you want, you can use a pumpkin pie filling mix and really give it some flavor, but this works very well.
Perfect.
Because you want to really give it a clean pumpkin flavor. There's about 1/2 cup there. If you want to use a little more than that, you can. You can also add some pumpkin spice to that to give it more of a pronounced pumpkin flavor. But this is about 1/2 cup that we're going to use right there. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of milk. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of melted butter.
Yum.
We're going to add, I know, to really richen it up, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup to that. And that's really nice. And then we're going to mix those ingredients together and add 2 eggs to that. So the eggs will really give it the fluffiness. There you go. Would you like to grab an egg there?
I'll just hand you one.
I know. Look at this. This is a lot of work for one little pancake, huh? We add 2 eggs to that. We mix these together. And then we just incorporate the 2. Now, if this batter seems, when you're done with it, a little bit lumpy, that's okay. If it seems a little thick to you, you can always add a little bit more milk to it. But I think this recipe really works very nicely the way it is.
Perfect.
So we just mix those 2 together. And then we form our pancakes on our hot griddle. You're going to just take about 1/4 cup of batter mix on a greased griddle over medium heat. You don't want to get it too hot. And then we're going to add a little bit of diced apple to that. And then we'll finish it with some melted butter and maple syrup.
Wonderful.
Which is very nice.